What's going on, Gorehounds? Welcome to another fantastic episode and a creepy crawly episode this week of the Gore More podcast. I'm your not so mean fluff master supreme Big Johnny D, bringing this shit show in. However, I don't bring this shit show in alone, although we're a little light today, but that's okay because with me, as always, I have that meat mountain, that killing machine, Mr. Bobby Amone.
Happy Monday, people. It is very close to spooky season. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Today is August 21st, 2023. And well, we're going to, like I said, we're going to have a creepy crawly episode. I don't know if anybody's in the chat right now, but if anybody is listening, can you do us a huge solid?
Yes.
Share the shit out of this today. Had a little bit of issues with the actual Project Louder site trying to get this going on. We had to do some reconnect. I don't have the fucking login bullshit. So we're trying to share this on our personals, and it's still on the YouTube, so you can still catch that shit on the Project Louder YouTube at this moment in time for live.
If those who are listening on YouTube, go to John's Facebook page
or Scuba's
Facebook page, share it from there. It is live on both of their pages.
Yep.
So share from there, give us some comments, and listen on the YouTube, people. We're still here. It's just a little weird tonight.
Yeah, it's a little different, but that's okay. Don't mind me looking down. I'm also sharing, trying to get this shit out there. But yeah, we are talking 1988's The Nest, which this is a Bob's pick.
Yes,
and
it is.
I've never personally seen it. Bob, did you watch this before picking this?
You know what the weird part is when we were doing our list, I actually watched it probably about a month and a half ago. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, this is on the list. And so I rewatched it Sunday night with my girlfriend.
Nice.
And, it was like I needed to revisit it because I forgot most of it. But it's a fun little movie. We will have a good time talking about this.
Yeah, man, it was definitely interesting. It's a weird tier, but yeah, we will get into that. But first, before we do that, we're going to talk about what we did. Oh, shit, that's what I didn't do. I knew I didn't do something. I didn't pull in Mr. Variant Scuba. Give me 1 second here. What's up, Gene? How you doing, homie? I see you are on YouTube. Brother, if you can hear us right now, if you could share the shit out of this, that'd be fucking fantastic because we're having some weird share issues, at least with our main site. But welcome aboard, bro. Always good to have you. There we go. So let me open this shit up here. And yeah, so what was I saying? Let's talk about what we used to do.
We were talking about what we were doing, and we need Variant Scoobs.
Yes, we do. So if you could, Variant Scuba.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your
Thank you, Variant Scuba. Fucking A. So, Bob, how was your weekend, homie?
My weekend was good. It was beautiful weather. It wasn't too fucking hot. It was just like I could be outside all day long weather. I loved it. So Friday I actually had off from work. We did like a work picnic at my boss's house, and they literally had it was called Porterhouse Party. And they come to the house. They cooked a shit ton of steaks and like tomahawks and bacon. Like, dude, these steaks were fucking phenomenal. We had bone marrow, like sandwiches. Like, dude, it was fucking so good. And on top of it, they clean out the bone marrow. They make a sauce with it, and we were doing shots as the tequila went down the bone marrow, dude. It was a wild time.
What? Oh, so bone shooters?
Yeah, exactly. A boner shooter.
I've done that with ice. I've never done it with bone. That's wow.
It gives it a different flavor. Now all of a sudden we're all going to be craving a bone.
Yeah, right. That's fucking interesting. So you had a nice meaty Saturday.
Oh hell yeah! And then me and my girlfriend went out to dinner with a couple friends of ours on Friday night. And then Saturday, me, her sister Katie, and her friend Alyssa, we went to the Philly Taco Fest.
Ooh.
And once again, that shit was fun as can be. I was dressed up as a giant taco.
I saw that, dude. It looked fucking awesome, bro.
I actually was taking pictures of people that are like, oh my God, a giant taco. Can we get your picture? And I'm over here like, sure. I mean, you guys act like you haven't seen one. They're all over the place today.
Right. Yeah.
So and I had that on, and I had a taco hat on. Yes, this is real. Before you know, or whoever you are. Oh, you're off of Discord. That's why.
Yeah, that's I think that's Scuba's channel.
Yeah.
But dude, it looked I saw the pictures of you and your lady, and you guys look like you were having a grand old time.
Oh, dude, we were. But I will say this: the best taco we had was Boom Boom Shrimp. I had 4.
Really?
I had 4 of them.
Nice, dude. You actually, fuck yeah, man. I would have not got that. So props to you.
Oh, well, you're welcome. I got that name right. I was literally reading as I'm like, before you know. Okay, perfect.
My dumb ass would have been like, yep.
So yeah, we did the Taco Fest, and then Sunday we went to breakfast, and then we went to the winery that's down by about half hour from her house for her mom's birthday.
Ooh, nice.
And yeah, that was it. And we came back, had dinner, and just chilled out basically. And we got to watch this movie. And I also picked up the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, but we'll get to that later.
Fuck yeah, bro.
We will talk about
so
that later.
You definitely played a little bit that this weekend.
No, I actually didn't play until today.
Oh, you didn't get to play yesterday even?
No, because I was at her house. My system is home.
Yeah, I know that was your plan, but.
Well, so I came home today and I threw it in, and I'm already just like, oh, I love this. So,
yo, man, we should definitely try to fucking link up after this, dude, if you're down.
Well, I don't know if I'll be able to tonight, but this week, any night, we can make it happen.
That's fine, bro. Understandable.
So,
nice,
that's
dude.
it about my weekend. It was a good weekend. It was good shit. But I need to hear about yours, Big Dick Johnny. What's going on?
Yeah.
How was yours?
So I was pretty good. I am going to Heather to answer your question. Where are our beloved Scuba and Chad? Well, Scuba's here in the chat, but Chad Daddy, which we actually kind of forgot, even though he told us multiple fucking times, Chad Daddy's doing PTA or not PTA, but Chad's doing child school things. So
yes,
yeah, I believe they're meeting meeting his kid's teacher tonight, something along those lines. Yeah. So, and then Scoobs is fighting Mother Nature down in Texas, or going to be potentially. So Scoobs has had a hell of a week. He's had a lot of shit going on, and on top of that, he's about to fight a tropical storm potentially coming in. So he's got to be boarding up some windows. So yeah, we're praying for you, buddies. Fingers crossed, Cox too. We're
crossing the streams for you.
Even though you should never do that. Even though it saves them in every fucking film. All right.
Just remember one thing. There's a slight chance we might survive.
But yeah, once again, if you guys are just jumping in, couldn't share this. We had issues with the normal Project Louder page, but you guys are clearly watching it. So if you could do me a solid, share the fuck out of it. I just personally did to a bunch. So
I'm doing it now as we speak.
That's fine. So what did I do this weekend? You know what I did? A lot of fucking gaming, bro. And I'm very happy with that. I know it might sound terrible to some other people, but no, man. So like Bob said, Texas came out. That shit dropped down on Friday. And on also Friday, Mortal Kombat 1 beta dropped out. So, fucking Big Johnny D was all in his glory this weekend.
I didn't touch that one yet. I'm waiting.
So I'll try to keep it short and sweet. MK1 beta is fantastic, super short. You get to do a tower, you get to do online fights. You have 6 characters for fighters, 4 cameos. Of course, I started right off the bat with my dudes, Cage and Kano, and I think they're possibly my favorite fucking pairing. Dude, Cage is so nasty. He's like MK9 and MK11 combined together. They took away his projectiles, but that's why you throw Kano in there, because Kano is like a human projectile with his cannonball and his laser and his knives. So fucking A, bro. It was fantastic. I played all the towers of each character, played a bunch online. Kenshi was probably the hardest to get a hold, like a grasp of, but like Sub-Zero, OP as fuck. Can't wait for the new game, dude. September 14th will not come soon enough.
Well, that's why I haven't touched it. I like to wait for the game because I just like to buy it and get.
No, I needed to try that. That's why I pre-ordered it. So I was like, beta access, yes, please. And because I pre-ordered the Uber edition, I get it like 5 days earlier than the normal standard edition. I was like, yeah, fuck you, I don't care. It's probably not worth it, but at the same time, it totally is.
But yeah, but I've said this before. I haven't played Mortal Kombat, but this one I'm gonna play. So I'm just like, I'm fucking psyched for it. But that's why I'm waiting for it.
Oh shit, boss man messaged me. Oh, it's okay. He said you already started. Yes, we did. I got impatient. So what else did I do? Oh, so I played Texas Chainsaw, which was fucking awesome. Got to play a little bit of Victims, got to play a little bit of the family, and I didn't get to play the big boy himself, Leatherface, but I did play as Johnny, the new family member, who's he's not quite the tank of Leatherface, but he's the secondary tank if you're going to consider one.
Right. Yeah.
Hitchhiker is awesome because he's fast and he's agile, so he can do all the little escapes that the actual victims can do, where like Johnny and Leatherface are just too big. And I used the same victim each time because I liked his ability, but it's the one dude who can like sense where the family members are. It's the most, I feel it's the most like clutch ability for sure. But it's a solid game. Oh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't played as a victim yet, so that'll be my next forte, like probably tomorrow.
Dude, it's intense, man. It's just like camping. It's fucking intense, bro.
Oh God.
It's like you start off on a meat hook, man, and like, you know, if you get separated from the people, it's all about like, so you obviously play the other side. It's all about noise detection, right? So you want to try to find it. So like, obviously as the victim, you're trying not to make noise on every little fucking thing or disturb some chickens, and you can only carry 2 items, and you can kind of defend yourself sometimes, but almost not. And yeah, it's a fun fucking game. It's pretty much just like Friday the 13th, possibly more in depth with the whole skill trees and shit. But yeah, man, absolutely solid. Totally recommend it.
Agreed.
And what the fuck else did I do anything else? You know what? Nothing worth fucking talking about. So, and the only other thing is watching this goddamn movie. To which, fucking man, yeah, let's jump into this shit.
Into it, man.
Right, meow. So we are talking. Let me pull up my documents. Sorry. We're talking 1988's The Nest. Bob, this is your pick. You want to give it the plot rundown, homie?
Certainly. It was released on May 13th, 1988. Horrifying shocker as a biological experiment goes haywire when meat-eating mutant roaches invade an island community, terrorizing a peaceful New England fishing village and hideously butchering its citizens. Directed by Terrence H. Winkless, not of this earth, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Written by Robert King, Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge, Cutthroat Island. Produced by Julie Corman, Chopping Mall, Sharktopus. John?
Oh, sorry. Hold on, buddy. Whoop. I was just doing some stuff. All right. We have Robert Lansing, Empire of the Arts, Island Claws. That's a lie.
That's ants.
What did I say? Jesus fuck,
Arts.
I can't read.
You said arts.
Yeah, Empire of the Arts. Haha, totally different fucking movie there.
Yes.
As Elias Johnson, Lisa Langlois.
Yeah.
Langlois? I don't know. Happy birthday to me, Deadly Eyes, as Elizabeth Johnson. Frank Lutz, Ghost Town, When Harry Met Sally, as Richard Tarbell. Terry Trees.
Close enough.
The Terror Within, Alien Nation, as Dr. Morgan Hubbard. She was a cunt. She just looked like a cunt.
She also she got too horny on this shit.
She just has that look, dude. Like, what's her name from fucking Hellraiser? You know what I mean? Just like, deceitful as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Davies from Lord of the Deep, Alien Intruder as Homer. Deanna Bellamy, Stripped to Kill, Critters 3, as Miss Pennington. You know what? Speaking of critters, I'm using a bar of soap that's shaped like a critter that I got from Monster Mania, and that shit is fucking awesome.
I didn't even see those.
Yeah, dude, I got some last year. There was a vendor in the small room behind that dude that has all the posters. Like, you know, when you first walk in, there's that room to the left, that white room or whatever. Yeah, so she was in there last year too, man. She's got some awesome fucking soaps. I wish I knew the name. I would shout it out right now. But yeah, she makes, well, actually, her husband makes all these molds, and they're all horror molds, and they do soap. So they have like the little Necronomicon. I got one of those. They got Critters. They got the Amityville house. They got Leatherface's face. They had a couple, like an evil cat and shit like that. It's awesome, dude. And they're only like $4 a bar, bro. And the one I'm using now, it's a green, so it smells like sweet tarts, bro. It's awesome.
I'm getting some in fucking March, that's for sure.
Fuck yeah, dude. And it looks like a cool ass critter. I try not to use the front because I want to keep looking at the critter. You know what I mean?
It's like, no, don't use that.
Fucking A, bro. All right, Jack Collins from The Sting, not just Sting. The Towering Inferno as Shaky Jake. What a great name. Nancy Morgan, Fraternity Row, Grand Theft Auto as Lillian. Jeff Winkless, Castle in the Sky, Spaced Invader as Church. Steve Tannen, Terror Out of the Sky, World War III as Mr. Perkins. And Heidi Helmer, Porky's Revenge, and What Women Want as Jenny. Body count? We don't have one. Bob, take it back over, buddy.
Sure. Music by Rick Conrad, The Terror Within, Amityville, The Evil Escapes. Cinematography by Ricardo Jaquez, Gale, Blood Fist, The House That Jack Built, which I heard was actually a good movie. Edited by Stephen Mark, Mask of the Red Death, great movie. The X-Files, Jim Stewart, Munchies, Monsters, Inc. Effects and makeup by James N. Navarra, Not of This Earth, 976 Evil. Distributed by Concord Pictures. Runtime of 89 midgets. Yes, I said it. Rated R. Budget, blank, and grossed, we are not sure. Although I think I saw a budget, so let me just triple check that real quick.
Hell yeah. Yeah, budget and gross, nothing.
See, I could have sworn I saw one here. Let me see.
Got nothing? That's all right.
No, I'm wrong. Yeah, no, nothing.
Okay, fuck it. So let's discuss this bitch. I should mention that before we do discuss, it's besides just Bob and I don't have a video from Brody. However, I do have his breakdown, to which we will do that after the fact. But I'm glad we at least got, because unfortunately we couldn't get anything from the other boys, but you know, shit happens. So life goes on. Anyways, so Bob, you said this was not your first time watching this movie. This was mine. When did you first see this, dude?
Well, all right. So the weird part is I never actually saw this, like probably before about a month and a half, 2 months ago. But I always saw the poster and I'm like, cockroaches. But then I saw, as if some people are watching this, what's behind us is like the mutant cat. Yeah. And then I saw the fucking end creature and I'm like, what in the absolute living hell is that? It says it's about cockroaches. I said, I have to watch this, but I couldn't. I didn't know where to watch it. So finally, that's why I put it on our list. And like 2 months ago, and I'm like, I'm going to watch this. And then I watched it and I'm like, boy, that is cheese. Like that is feet cheese all the way. That is 80s feet cheese. And I watched it again last night and I'm like, man, that 80s feet cheese, it's stinking. It's just cheesy, but it's stinking.
It's like if it was a bag of chips, it would be Doritos nacho cheese.
yes, exactly. And the whole time I kept thinking, I mentioned this before, I'm going to mention it again. It felt like everybody's dialogue just like was like not convincing. I'm like
soap opera-ish.
Yeah, and maybe? I'm like, I don't believe you.
I don't believe
What?
you at all.
I'm like, why do I not believe you at all? And then you would see like you wouldn't see cockroaches, and then you'd see them. I'm like I got what they were going for, and this really could have been. I mean, there was blood, but it really could have been a messed up gore fest. And it fell a little flat, but it was still an enjoyable watch. I think my thing is, I'll just get right to it with the monsters. That like we see the cat, we see 2 humans. I think my issue is that they look too much like a skeleton that's been morphed on like the upper part of its body, and doesn't really do much. Not like where it's ticks, where a big tick morphed out of someone's body, and it just I don't know, it looked better, but there should have been more.
Like
There should have been more. There should have been more done with if they're mutants, make them look more mutated and have a more cockroach like to it as well.
All right. So biggest thing with so I like the effects that we got. Yes, I'll say that I'm gonna give it the manager sandwich here. I'm gonna give a positive and give me some negative feelings and then end it with a positive. So the effects and everything for the creatures and the creature designs, the main creature design was cool as fuck. The other ones, like Bob said, questionable, but still kind of cool just because it gave you something fucking different. All right. Problem is, they didn't bring that shit into the last third of the fucking movie, which sucked. Like we should have got something to like give us an idea that shit was mutating a little earlier, like besides just the doctor experiments. But you know what? Let me reel it back even farther, because we jumped obviously right to the fucking end here. So this movie it's your basic bug attack movie. Reminds me a lot of Slugs, where it's just silly and ridiculous, and there's things happening because of these bugs. But in reality, I feel like none of this would necessarily. I mean, maybe some of it, but not
a lot of it.
No. And the other thing is, with the bugs, we get the POV shot of the bugs all the time. I fucking hate that in this movie, dude.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. And normally POV shots are really cool, like Jaws, Tremors, Predators is a whole thing. But this doesn't make sense because how tall the shot is versus because by the time when you first see the first POV shots, you're like, oh man, these are gonna be some big fucking cockroaches. No, they're just normal sized fucking cockroaches. Like, what the fuck, bro? I mean, they're more like Brazilian cockroaches, but still.
Yeah. Well, not only that, like even when you wouldn't see the POV shot, like when the first dog gets attacked, you see like the grass moving, and I'm like, we would see a million black dots right now. Just like you would see the cockroaches at that point, because there'd be so many to be able to move it like that.
Or they'd have to be way bigger. They'd have to be like crab size, which I kind of expected them to be.
If they were like kind of like this, at least.
Yeah. Like I expected it to be like ticks, where they were like a little bit bigger. I did not expect it to be like slugs, where we literally just had normal size slugs. And I was like, oh, okay. However, unlike slugs, which even still, dude, that movie makes me laugh with the fucking like double explosion of the same greenhouse.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like I can't forget that.
It's like,
that
oh
movie.
my God.
But that movie, we ended in the sewers, and we all agreed that at the end of that, we thought there would have been a monster like Mama Slug that they would have had a fight. You know what I mean? And it wasn't. It was just a vat of normal size slugs. And this gave us something. That looked cool. I don't personally think, though, it still kind of fell through for me for like how it acted. Because the problem with all these mutant creatures, they're all slow as fuck.
So oh my God.
How you would get caught by them is like, no. Like, I get that they want to get people killed by them or have people killed by them. But at the same time, man, like when this thing's moving like at a Roomba style pace, you know what I mean? It's just like, no, just step out of the way.
Like
step out of the way. You're good.
So tell me if you felt this too. That doctor bitch.
Yes. What about her?
I don't know about you, but the first time I watched this, I was expecting her to be the queen. Like somehow she really mutated.
There was one part of it. There was one part after they mentioned the queen and they did something and they went back and they said something and she just had this kind of smuggish look.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, is somehow she gonna like, has she been like the fly the whole time, but somehow she can control it or whatever? Like that wouldn't make any sense. They didn't allude to anything like that, obviously.
Right.
But.
Or what it could have been is like she goes to the cave herself, gets eaten, and then she does turn into this mutated thing. And the one scene that I'm sad we didn't get, but we got it in Slugs, but I think this movie would have benefited a lot better. That part where the couple was having sex in slugs, and then the room is filled with the slugs. I wish we gotten the man eating cockroaches, and then we actually heard them munching, and you just see pieces of the people falling out as they're getting eaten.
Yeah, but the only people that were getting laid were our two main characters there.
Well, I know, but that's why I know that, but that's why I'm like, I wish they would have done something where another couple was doing that.
Can we talk about our main character, dude, the sheriff? Is he a D-bag or not? I'm not sure.
I don't
feel
know.
like he kind of is. Because he literally ditches his woman as soon as his ex comes back to the island.
Not only ditches, is just like almost like you don't exist.
Yeah,
goes in to get
coffee that second time,
dude.
And you could and everybody's just reading the restaurant, like, oh,
dude. Not only that, she was pissed, and he's also just like, something wrong, really? It's like,
yeah,
really?
Right. It's like, yo, bro, everybody's been seeing you. Yeah, everybody's been seeing you fucking trotting around town with your fucking ex now that she's back in town.
Yeah, it's like,
but
but I consider him a D-bag in that sense. But I mean, as far as someone who's trying to get to the bottom of something like normal, no.
Yeah, no, I mean, ultimately, I don't think he is. I just feel like that move, especially right from the get-go, it's just like, wow.
Oh,
all right.
That is a douchebag move.
I mean, clearly they had a past that it didn't end on terrible terms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, clearly the other girl was just more of like a pickup because situations. But still, man, like I felt bad. I felt bad for her, dude, because I didn't expect her to be killed off in the cooler. You know what I mean? I felt like that was kind of a shit. Like, I'm not saying I wanted her to get eaten by the cockroaches, so I get that they wanted to kill her off that way. But at the same time, I'm still sad that I'm like, it would have been funny if like her and the woman, like they both survived at the end, and he was just like caught in this like weird fucking triangle.
That, or she ended up with a more epic death that made it much more of a, I guess, severe like reaction.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe just finding her in the freezer was just kind of almost anticlimactic. It was just like,
but it also makes me wonder.
I mean, it was sad.
Right, but it's like, how long were you in that freezer for you to freeze to death when you know you could get out?
I don't honestly know. I didn't think about the longevity of time, but how long could you last in a? Because I've been in a walk-in for a minute, dude. Especially like rearranging shit.
Yeah.
It gets cold, but like
not enough to freeze.
I don't know if I'd freeze that fast. I don't know. Who knows the longevity? I mean, I would say she'd have to be locked in there for at least. I mean, would 5 hours be enough?
Maybe 5 hours, but the problem, I don't know. 5 hours?
Because if you went in like you are right now, like just beat her in shorts.
Yeah, I would be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, would 5 hours? Would you still be lasting? Or no?
I would. I don't know if I'd be dead, but I probably would be on that hypothermia verge or right there.
That'd be interesting. That's a weird, interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm like, wait a minute. You were in the rest. You could have ran out of the restaurant too. I'm like, why?
Because I feel like if it was an hour, that'd have been no problem. You would have been cold. But you would have been coming out like, oh my god, like a fucking, you know what I mean? Like finally.
Yeah.
So let's see. All right, so we did get some cool creature designs. Obviously, the cat is pretty fucking funny at the same time because it's very reminiscent of Reanimator, at least to me.
No, I agree with that 100%.
But I will say with what you said, I feel like I wish we got a little bit more cockroach-esque shit going on with them. Because, like, when did The Fly come out? Was The Fly 87?
Fly was 86.
Fly was 86? All right.
And this was
You're
88.
Right.
So
yeah. So this was literally, I feel like just, I even had to look up. I was like, wait, when did Arachnophobia come out? But Arachnophobia came after the fact, to which I'm also going to go. I have something to talk about that too. But this feels very much like they were trying to do some Fly shit. Obviously, they didn't have the budget of the Fly, or at least that we don't know. I would assume.
Oh yeah, we have no idea.
but then also, like I said, like the Reanimator thing too. It felt very much like that, and obviously, Reanimator is a little prior to this too. So,
but no, yeah, like we got basically a bunch of skeletons. Brody, there he is.
Brody, what's up, buddy? Hope you're feeling good.
We literally got skeletons covered in muscle, and then.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so the dad busts out, right? Okay, so the dad mutates, and he becomes a walking skeleton with mandibles. Cool. He's slow as fuck.
Well, here's the problem. His mandibles are out of his head, but the rest of his body is a skeleton.
Yeah.
So where's the rest coming from?
Where's the rest of the roach shit, dude? Like, he should have wings. Like, he should have wings and, like... Now, okay. Is it a reboot? Do you know? Or maybe you don't even know. But there is a Nest from the Nest from 2021. I don't know if that's a reboot at all, or if it's just a whole different movie with the same title.
I'm going to look now because I saw that, but I didn't look into it. So I just want to see, is that?
But yeah, I feel like, okay, even if there'd been, he wasn't eaten, he was just. How did the dad turn? When was he bitten by normal cockroaches? Did we ever see
all those cockroaches? Well, no.
Remember
when they're in the house and they're trying to that bathroom, they're trying to shut it. He eventually just goes in and tells his daughter, "Leave. Just go."
Yeah, okay.
I will stay here.
I might have looked at it. But no, his transformation was cool. Wow, Heather says there's a bunch called The Nest. 2019, 2020, 2020.
Huh. Well, here's the 2021 one. And let me just get a quick plot rundown if there is one.
So Brody says The Nest 2021 has elements of this film, but it is not the same. Okay.
Oh, wait, here we go. Here's a little rundown. I just want to get a quick rundown, I guess.
No, you're good, dude.
So a mother's reality erodes around her as she struggles to fathom the entangled web of her daughter's separation anxiety brought on by parasitic creatures within a stuffed bear.
Oh, that sounds way different. Okay.
That sounds way different, but I don't know if that sounds better or bad. I don't know.
Couldn't tell you on that one, dude. That's just that sounds like a lot of plot for a little plot. You know what I mean? Maybe not.
Well, definitely all right. So there's some
but this movie, this movie just felt it needed some more shit going on in the beginning. Because, like I said, man, the grass moving scenes, the POV of squeaky cockroaches, it's ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? And it's not it's almost ridiculous to where it's. Like I said, it's not good like Jaws or anything like that, but it's almost not bad enough to be funny either. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It kind of is, but it might be funnier in a big group of people just watching and be like, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, that's why when I said their dialogue didn't make sense, and I'm like, it's yeah, I don't know if they were trying to be funny or trying to convince me this is real or.
And why didn't the dog turn?
No, the dog was in the main queen at the end. If you look briefly, it's there.
Oh, that's where the dog. I thought the dog spawned from. Oh.
No, yeah, so the queen was the most mutated one because it had all those faces. It ate 5 people, and the dog.
So. No. But okay, so this is what I'm confused about because is it. Because I thought it was the dead cat, and whatever is dead or whatever, if it gets eaten, it's still almost like a zombie kind of thing, and it mutates that body. So that's why the cat's skeleton comes alive, whatever. So wouldn't the dog have done the same thing while they were almost like autopsying it?
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, it would have.
That's what I'm saying. Like we should have almost got something then to allude that we were going to get some crazy fucking creatures like this instead of just handing them to us in the last third or quarter of the movie.
So then, you know something? If that happened, that would have then been a better way to allude that there is a queen. This dog, and let's just say keeps eating people, and it has like human form. Then it would have been made more sense for even the one we got at the end to be like this thing now, this cockroach dog thing, ate people and more things, and then it actually evolved. It would have made more sense.
So okay, and that's what I guess I'm also confused with the monster at the end, because is it assimilated people together somehow? Like, did they mutate like the cockroach dad and then assimilate to a bigger form like the thing? Because that's what I was kind of getting on vibes, but I wasn't sure.
I don't even know, because like again, the ending creature we got was a lot of faces with a skeletal body.
Dude, there was at least like 5 faces in that thing. There was 3 like skulls in the front, and then there was like some heads and the shit on the top and the sides.
Well, and the main like face of that was a skull.
Yeah, it looked cool as fuck.
So, no, it did look cool, but it's like
but my problem was the speed of it, dude. Like that doctor should have easily been able to, like, I'm glad she got killed. She deserved it.
Yes.
But I feel like she could have easily avoided that. No problem.
So we have the main skull, a face to the right, a skull to the left, and then 1, 2, 4 faces. It like it just, I don't know, that like it is cool looking, but and there's mandible. So there's like 2 sets of mandibles. There's a mandible on the one face, and then the main face doesn't have it.
But didn't it have like 4 arms too?
Yeah,
it was almost had like a, like it was like, yo, they were like, yo, like let's take the sternum of the alien queen, because we like those little like fucking T-Rex arms with her big arms, but then we really like the thing, so let's put some multiple faces on there. It's some fuckery and shit. So Brody says he thinks the roach would eat its victims, absorb them, and slowly mutate into the victims. But see, it doesn't make sense to me unless there was a roach in the cat still that evolved from the cat. Because they definitely had the cat's dead body when it transformed. And obviously the dad's skeleton like popped out of that. I don't know, man. It's weird. This movie definitely doesn't it does not have a good method for how its creatures, I feel, necessarily work.
Right. And then not only that, if that was true, then the dog would be walking around too.
Now, yeah, because like they were pulling its rib right out like fucking nothing, but I still feel it would have been like, unless maybe the cock, I don't know, maybe they weren't mutated at that point, because they did say they didn't get. Remember, like they killed it, but even though they killed it, the eggs still like were able to hatch because they were okay. So yeah, maybe it was the second gen. Okay, that makes more sense. All right.
But yeah, I the effects were cool. I still wish we could have gotten something even better in like the movie Ticks, which we got in 1993. Like something where if it wasn't the guy's body, it rips the whole body apart, and we get this.
I mean, we kind of got that.
We did a little bit
with the dad. You know what? The dad was weird too, because like the dad was a douchebag, but he wasn't your atypical like government douchebag.
No,
you know what I mean? Like you usually get.
He was trying to be good, but that doctor bitch was just on his.
He was trying to be good, but he was still being sketchy about it, and that's what I don't like.
Yeah.
But monster concept reminded me of it was kind of like, see, it felt more like an assimilation kind of thing. That's why I wore my thing shirt today, because I was just like, bro, that's literally like, meh.
Yeah,
like that's just it coming together. Okay. All right.
Slither, great movie.
I fucking love Slither, dude. That is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
All right. So
You said,
is there anything else you want to say?
I think we pretty much covered it. I mean, because there's a lot to cover, but there's not a lot to cover.
Yeah, this movie was very like, you know what? That's what we need to talk about. This movie sits to me very low B, high C quality horror movie.
This is like a C plus.
Okay, yeah,
but it's low because it's a C plus. Like
I always say maybe a B minus just because of the effects that we do get in it at the end. I feel the effects kind of just help it bump up just a scotch, but for the rest of it, like the early like effects of cockroaches and everything, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it was done better in the X-Files in '94 when we had that cockroach episode.
see, I think this would be for me a B minus or even a B plus if there just was a little bit more fleshed out with the cockroaches themselves, and also just how did this all like really begin. And I did like the effects, but a little bit more of ugly creepiness to it.
I just I don't know if I'd ever give it a B plus, and I would only say that because I feel like the acting was not the best.
Well, yeah, that too.
So
that is also part of it. Like,
kind of hinders that a little bit. All right. So once again, we did mention earlier that we do not. Creepshow did do it the best with cockroaches. You're right, Brody. All right. So we don't have any videos from everybody, but I do have sweet little breakdown from Mr. Kane himself. Unfortunately, he just got surgery today, so he can't fucking talk. So I'm going to talk.
By the way, Brody, feel better, man.
Yes, for sure. But, you know, just to bring it in with the sexiness of the DKB, I'm going to give myself a little. Is this the right one here? Hold on. Oh, it's loading. Loading. What the fuck? There we go. No, that's not it. That's not it. Was it Lounge?
That's not the porn one.
God damn it. Sorry, guys. I'm just.
That's the one.
All right. Let me just turn that down just a scotch. We don't need that so high. Yeah. All right. So, for Mr. Kane's breakdown, there's a few things that he definitely wanted to mention. And here we go. So, according to Brody, the practical effects were the best part of this film. Cannot agree more.
Yeah.
Especially in the last 30 minutes where the old dickhead and the scientist lady get killed. Body horror at its finest. The Fly style. Hell yeah, dude. But not only that, the main creature design at the end was fucking incredible. And the sound design of these humanoid voices were pretty damn fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
However, the opening did not hook me in. I felt the film lagged in action and to keep me engaged. ADHD. And I'm looking at you. I think he's looking at me. I needed more of the human roach hybrid to be on screen. I fully agree. That's what I'm saying. We needed some more shit in the first half to at least allude that we were getting some cool monsters. And he didn't give a shit about the characters. Also agree. So,
yeah, that 100% agree.
And so with that being said, he gives this a Gore score of 2.5. So, all right. Thank you, DKB, for that earlier. Sad we couldn't get a video, but obviously completely understandable. And yes, hope you heal up mighty fine. Hope you do well, or doing well, I should say. So yeah, 2.5 from the DKB. And you know what? Honestly, I feel it's generous, honestly. Not like super generous, but I feel like it's about right. You know what I mean? And I do have a Scoob. Oh, we actually do.
Yeah, I'll say Scoobs did send in his score.
Awesome. All right, so we got that all from the DKB. He pretty much said what we just said too. So, Fly, cool effects, terrible characters, boring.
I'll say he said it literally in just like a couple sentences. Like
you know what the sad part is I've had that all day and I still didn't read it because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. And yeah,
mm-hmm. Brody, we will always make it sound sexy for you. That is your music from now on.
Fuck yeah, right? All right, so I think I'm good to hit the behind the scenes. You good, buddy?
Yeah, let's see if there's anything for this movie. I'm so curious.
There's not a lot, so okay, I'll be able to get through real fast.
I figured that.
All right. So the studio that this film was shot in was plagued by cockroaches for several years after this movie had wrapped. That's shitty, dude. They're like, they were like, all right, no more bug movies after this. Fuck that shit. Or they're gonna be off studio.
Yeah. Or they just said, fuck this, we're never working here again.
What? All right, this is fucking insane. By the way, shout out to our Chad Daddy for these behind the scene notes. As always, this motherfucker does the research for us. And so, yeah, Gene, kind of right there with you, buddy. 2.2 seems about right.
I'll say mine when I get there, but Gene, I'm not far.
I'm not. I still haven't decided yet. I haven't pinpointed my exact score, but I'm floating.
I said mine. I think I said mine to Rebecca last night, but I'm like, I think I'm changing it.
Mine always changes from how I start the episode versus the end, honestly.
Yeah, that's happened to me.
Sometimes I will definitely come in and be like, no, this movie sucked. This is where I'm standing.
Yes. All right, continue. Awesome. So get this awesome one in here.
The cockroaches used in this film were just plucked straight off the streets. So they weren't even like special, like Brazil. I figured maybe because they were bigger, like they were Brazil. No, they're just normal ass cockroaches from wherever the fuck this was filmed. Gross.
I don't know if that's disturbing, gross, or not. I don't know. It's gross, but I don't know if that's a cool gross.
It's weird. I still think it's hilarious that the studio's infested after that. But all right. Star Lisa Langlois, whatever, said in an interview that the shoot was a very unpleasant experience and that they tried to pressure her into doing a nude shower scene, even though they weren't supposed to show anything originally. After being tricked into being totally nude for several long scenes in The Man Who Wasn't There, 1983, she swore she would never let producers take advantage of her again. Good for her.
Damn right.
Again, another film. Yeah, don't let that shit go. Again, another film where they tried to get me to take my clothes off, and I had it in my contract that I would have a bodysuit on. They didn't have one available for the day of the shoot, so I thought I would wear gaffer's tape on my breast for the scene. They said, oh, we keep seeing the tape in the shower, so I told them they were seeing too much anyways. The producers took me to the trailer and said, I heard you were being difficult about doing the nude scene. What's your problem? I said, look, I don't have an issue with the nude scene. I don't. I did one for John Huston, but they're not treating me fairly because you don't have a bodysuit for me. So
hey,
that's yo, man. That just goes to show you that people in the business will be skeevy as fuck. So always make sure you got your back.
Respect someone's personal space.
For sure. For real. Like if nobody wants to do that, just go get a body double. See if you can grab some girl off the street that'd be willing to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to be in a movie? Legit. Cool. Sign this contract. That's what you got to do. I'm sure it'd take an afternoon of searching to find some. Yeah. It wouldn't be that hard. All right. This movie was shot in 25 days. I can tell.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
But then now, wait, we can't say it explains a lot because there's been movies that have been shot in 25 or 28 days and are off the wall.
But I feel like the effects probably had more days to work on the effects than they did for shooting the fucking movie.
I guarantee you those effects probably had about a month, but that's just not part of the shoot.
Probably especially that end one, man. That end one took some fucking time. You know that. The pickup truck explosion. One of the best, funniest fucking scenes ever. And the exterminator's house explosion are from both stock footage from Humanoids from the Deep, a film almost produced by Concord.
You know what the weird part is? If you go back and look at that truck explosion too, if you look at it,
ridiculous. Dude.
Well, not only is it ridiculous, but it's falling into a river, and then it goes to the explosion.
But that's like. I love that movies do it now where they make fun of that shit. Where like, but I even like I love it when they go to the extremes. Like, you could be watching like a Western comedy, dude, and like a wagon and a horse fly off and they crash and then they explode. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it feels to me. It's just like, what the fuck, bro? All right. Stephen Davies improvised a fair share of his lines.
That definitely seems like it. That's not an exaggeration.
I mean, maybe the script was just that bad where they were like, yeah, go ahead. Fuck it. Various crew members as well as friends and family of Terrence H. Winkless, appear as extras throughout the movie.
Hey, that's one way to not have to get extras.
Fucking right, bro. Yo, man, if you can get extra, I would love to be an extra, dude. I still have not been around movies.
I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat.
And I would be extra as fuck, dude, just so like hopefully you can get it caught on there. All right. Lisa Langlois said she was really offended when she first saw the poster art for The Nest, which features her character. She thought, who is that woman? They gave her much bigger breasts, and she was shown wearing panties, which she didn't wear in the movie, and she had curly hair, which she didn't have in the film. Okay, so then it's not you. She also looked like she was being seduced by a giant cockroach. That's
wrong. True.
It definitely looks like she's getting fucked like a cock.
She is definitely looking at that cockroach like, give me your cock, you roach.
Fucking A, dude. She's like, or I'm sorry. She also looked like she was being seduced by a giant cockroach, like she's just an appetizer. I think as a woman, she said, I was feeling really exploited, but now I can at least laugh at it. That's good.
I'm looking at the poster now and I'm just like, yeah.
No, it definitely does look like it looks like an erotic novel cover, but with just a cockroach and a girl.
She's just an appetizer.
Fucking A, bro. Mozzie sticks. Terrence H. Winkless sings the vocals on La Cucaracha for dinner cockroach set piece. Oh. La Cucaracha. Dr. Hubbard was a man in the earlier draft of the script. I'm glad that they switched it to a woman.
So am I.
Sometimes you need an evil bitch. And especially with shoulder pads, dude. Like, I don't know what it is with like 80s power women like that. Like
with
this was like
pads.
Yeah, this was like that boss at the end. What was the one movie? It was underwater, and it had RoboCop in it.
Oh, Leviathan?
Was it Leviathan?
No.
Remember, he comes up at the end though, and he punches that fucking chick in the face. Like that's how they ended the movie, and it was like the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah, it's Leviathan. It's one.
Was it Leviathan? Okay.
Yeah.
I just, but like, yeah, that's that like character or caliber of woman right there. You know what I mean? Just fucking A, bro. All right. Brody, yes. Simpsons where the Wiggums gets shoved into a bin, rolled down a hill, and explodes. Okay, the directorial debut. This was the directorial debut of Terrence H. Winkless. This was also released on the same day as Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. Well, no wonder it didn't have a thing because fucking it was fighting against Friday the 13th.
Yeah, exactly. Like Jason's back, bitch.
Yeah, who the fuck's gonna be like, yo, let's go? Like, I would have saw this after seeing Friday the 13th. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And I would have went back and watched fucking Friday the 13th again.
Friday again. Yeah, right. All right. So The Nest was first released on VHS from MGM Home Video in '89. It was released on DVD for the first time by New Concord in August 2001 and is now out of print. Screen Factory, a subsidiary of Shout Factory, released the film on Blu-ray and DVD as a combo pack as of February 19th, 2013. And the filmmakers used 2,000 flying cockroaches during filming at Quicksilver Studios in LA. When some of the insects escaped into the nearby dressing room, the American Humane Association was unable to assist them as the organization must be contacted prior to shooting on matters concerning insects. The cockroaches had been provided by World of Animals. Now, wait a minute. That's contradictory.
Yes, it is.
They fucking found that shit on the streets.
So wait a minute.
Maybe
you mean to tell me those are not in New York?
Maybe they didn't have enough, and then they were like, "We need more." And then
I'm probably willing to bet they did not get enough.
Fucking A, dude. All right, and that is all I got for behind the scenes, man. Not a lot, but I also didn't expect it to be a lot.
Yeah.
This movie, once again, man, very low, not the lowest tier.
Yeah,
but a low tier nonetheless. All right, let me get back to my shiz no notes. Okay. All right, bro. Where did you watch this shit on?
I watched this on Tubi.
Tubi or not Tubi? Also Tubi. Shout out to Tubi, man. I fucking love that. I was on that. Oh, you know what? That's what I also watched this weekend. When I was cleaning Sunday morning, dude, my house, I always usually pick a movie and on my phone and carry it around with me.
Right.
I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space on Tubi. And my daughter kept like, what is this? I watched that movie fucking forever, man. And we're actually reviewing that later this year, and I can't wait.
Yes, we are. I haven't. You know what the weird part is? I will say this: I did not watch that movie until recently at all, and I still haven't finished it. Every time I go to watch it, something like comes up, and I'm like, "Fuck."
That was one where I watched as a kid. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I'll bring it up obviously in the episode then. But you know the dinosaur puppet, shadow puppet scene?
Yes, I did. Yes.
That used to freak me out as a little kid. I don't know why, but it always scared the shit out of me.
Dude. I could see what, I mean, as a kid, yeah, I can understand it.
Dude, Brody's all right, I'm throwing Brody's comment up. He says the making of this film sounds better than the real film.
You know something it does? That would be a better film. The making
minus the girl getting pushed into nude scenes where she doesn't want.
Well, yeah, except for that part.
All right. Speaking of people being douches, douche of the film.
Fucking doctor, that bitch.
Yeah, what was her name? Dr. Morgan Hubbard. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with her, and then follow-up douche would be the mayor.
Yeah, he's definitely a second.
Like, I understand he was trying to be, he had good intentions for sure.
But still sketchy.
And you know what? That's the weird part is like this doctor, she's not even like inherently evil. You know what I mean? Like she was just trying to find a way to essentially kill them off or like figure out how pesticides work on them and then ended up like fucking with them. So it was accidental, but the fact of like how she acted with it after the fact is what's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
My wife did not like the cat scene. She was very upset with it.
I can understand why, though.
It's a cat in a box. That's right. Okay. Favorite kill?
Honestly, the dog. Because it's just probably one of the most graphic. Actually, no. The guy in the dumpster, because you just see his whole arm getting consumed and he just sinks down as he's getting eaten.
That was some like blob shit, dude. I'm going with Heather's, what she just said, the cat torture murder in the box. Because that was shot so crazy, dude. I'm assuming it was an animatronic in that box, but the way it was like wiggling around and everything, it actually looked pretty good in a couple like the quick little shots you get to see in it.
Yeah,
and it was fucked up, dude. That was definitely I feel like the most fucked up of the moment. Like,
you know something? I'm changing mine to that because I almost like kind of forgot about that for a second. And
dude, that's like the one moment where you're like, "Whoa, where's this movie going?"
I don't know but I will say when we were looking at the shot away where you see the cat in blood and it's moving around, that didn't look like an animatronic. That's a fast ass animatronic.
Yeah, the first, like when you first see it and you see its back facing you, shaking the camera. Yeah, I was just like, dude, did they really bloody up a cat and just held it there against the thing? Like, because like in Resident Evil, they used real dogs, but obviously they applied like makeup and shit to the dogs, so they look zombified. Right. So it's like they easily could have did that to a cat, but I guess I don't know. That shit was disturbing. Yeah, very good call, Heather. I'm glad you did said that.
Heather, you did that one.
Okay, so. Best scene, dude. I'm gonna say the ending with the big monster reveal. That shit was cool.
That or the cat jumping around the lighthouse scene.
That's pretty funny.
So I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna go big monster reveal because I'm always a sucker for that. Worst moment or scene.
POV of any cockroaches that just don't have that much of a.
Yeah, dude, I don't like the POV shots in this. I get it, but I almost wish you just did because like slugs never had POV of the slugs.
No,
you know what I mean? You just see more and more slugs as people would like look around in different directions, and it's like I almost wish they went that or just went bigger cockroaches.
That or the worst scene when that lady's in the diner and killing them all.
Oh, I like that scene. And she's just smashing them and dumping coffee on them and yelling at them and shit. I like that scene a lot.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. Not that scene. Why am I wrong scene? Sorry.
You're good. I forgot about that, actually. That might be a follow up for best scene.
Actually, no, the scene where Homer goes to the guy in the junkyard and finds him, he just somehow they only ate his eyeballs and the rest of his skin was on.
Dude, they ate his whole arm off somehow, though. You know what I mean? Like his arm
carried
fell
it
off
away.
like right away. Yeah, that was.
That's horrible. It's worse.
Worst moment or scene. I don't know, man. Like, there's so much in the beginning, dude, that was just so bland. I'm like trying to remember some shit. Maybe when she's like scoping around the Intech or whatever the fuck it is, like that was just kind of boring because like that didn't really pay off or anything. We see that weird carcass, which I don't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, no, we have. Oh my god, that was a bunch of them too.
I didn't know if it was like a deer or maybe that was supposed to be a person at the Intech thing. Who knows?
I thought it was a person, but it probably.
Maybe it was.
I don't know.
I like the idea of that it is a person better.
Yeah.
All right. So did the opening scene hook you in? I don't even remember the fucking opening scene, homie. I feel like it literally just started with the nest, and then it started into it like just a basic like, hey, here's this guy driving around town.
Yeah, it was so I'm gonna go with no, honestly, because I don't really remember it.
I'm gonna go with solid no as well. Most attractive character. I'm gonna go with the mayor's daughter, man. She was cute. Although you know what? The doctor's kind of hot in a way too.
Yeah. She's definitely one you do not.
Heather's right. It was the sheriff waking up and that nasty cockroach in his coffee that he had.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember.
And then, yeah. But it was. Yeah. Cop driving around town. Just a cop driving.
You know, she was a bitch, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, she actually was.
She was kind of hot, dude.
If she wasn't so psychotic, I would have been like, okay.
I'm just.
All right. You know something? Now that
she's one of those ladies that she would make you call her mommy. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the main girl.
That's fair. All right. Did the score set the mood?
There was a score.
You know what? There was one point. There was like 1 or 2 points where I felt like the score actually kind of got a weird, like hokey. Didn't really fit. Kind of felt almost like Friday 13th 1 where the fucking banjo scene. You know what I mean?
I will
say, Heather did watch this film better than us, man. Like she was on point.
Really
she took notes.
Brody's like, that doctor was hot. I'm like, Brody would plant his seed in her.
Who won it, dude?
Fuck.
If she let you,
put her as a close second.
She's one of those. Yeah, if she'd let you, that's the thing.
Just give her a shot of like some cockroach shit. She'll give it to you.
Do you think she would make you call her the doctor during?
Yes. I think so. God damn it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
All right. Best song? Was there a song?
I don't remember. No, there's definitely not.
I don't remember any. Favorite character? Homer. The fucking exterminator.
Homer, or I did like I actually did like the mayor, even though he was a bit of a douche.
He played a good role. That dude played a good spot. He probably was one of the better actors out of the whole film.
He was the most convincing.
That's yeah.
So
I'm gonna go.
I'm saying Homer and the mayor.
I'm gonna go Homer only because Homer to me, and this is one thing that Brody and I did discuss. Homer to me seems like a prelude to Delbert from Iraq.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Like he was almost Delbert, but he's not as like. I mean, you know, that's something that only John Goodman could bring to that role.
Yes, exactly.
But it's still just your quirky, weird exterminator. You know what I mean? So it's that archetype. Now it's an archetype now. You know what I mean? You have more characters than just one of doing that.
He is definitely. I love it at the end where the light goes on and he's just like, exterminator. Oh,
but I love when he says that the roaches blew up his house when it clearly was him because he was trying to make that concoction and just threw his chemicals on the ground and then he dropped his cigarette. He's like,
yeah,
the roaches. It's like, no, I'm not gonna lie, when he was rolling, I didn't realize he was just rolling cigarettes in the beginning. So I thought he was rolling a fucking J right in front of the cop. And I'm like, wow, this dude's got balls, man. Straight up an A. Like, oh, fucking A. What do we got from Brody?
Oh, Brody, I do know that scene that you're talking about.
The doctor actor and Kane Hodder share a scene together in House 4, where Kane Hodder plays a pizza.
Yeah.
Wow. Sure. I've only seen the first House with the Vietnam guy. I've never seen any of the other ones. Which is a good
movie. I like that movie.
We've never done House, have we?
I think it's on our list this year.
Is it really? Maybe.
I'm pretty sure we talked about it.
Shit, that might even be a Brody pick. Who knows?
Probably.
I'll have to look. I'll look when we discuss what's next week. Okay, so favorite character. Was it scary? Fuck no.
No.
I'm not even going to stay on that one. Does it hold up today? No.
No.
I even the effects, as cool as they are, man, it's a boring kind of a movie, dude, for most of it.
The movie Them from 1957 holds up better.
Fair. With the ants?
Yeah.
Yes. You know, I've never fully watched that. I've seen snippets here and there. I've never watched the entire movie.
Dude, it's a good little 50s movie. Check it out. Well, watch it fully, I should say.
Right. All right. Does it hold up? Oh, we did that. No. Acting.
That's a C.
B tier at best.
Oh, I was going low as
C tier.
Yeah.
Soap opera level acting for
Fuck
sure.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, maybe not as bad as good soap opera, not bad soap, not cheap soap opera.
It's a soap opera that you would go, yeah, I'd watch that again.
It's not the one where like the boom's hanging in the shot, you know? What
yes,
I mean?
no,
it's not something like that. All right. Did we like the cinematography? No,
because there wasn't.
Like we said, the POV shots for the fucking cockroaches doesn't make sense.
It sucked.
It was annoying. I don't know. Just too much.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Did we enjoy the premise? Now, you know what? I'm always for killer bugs. So premise-wise, yes.
Yeah. We also got a good monster out of it.
Yeah, got some cool mutants, like for sure. Wish we had them a little bit more. Because like in my head, even if they're dead, but like they transform because they got eaten or whatever or bit, shouldn't you have like a whole town of like almost like the father zombie kind of creatures like walking around and shit at one point? You would think.
That would be nice.
But okay. Was the climax satisfying?
Satisfying, but not this is the ending of you jerked off already. You're having sex. You need to do it again. It's just not as explosive.
It feels like this is one of those ones where it's like you got there, but you were really pushing yourself through the end because you were losing blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a better way to say it.
You're trying to beat the deflation rate. So you're like, come on, I got this. You're
like, come on. Yeah. You're like Arnold, come on, do it now. Oh,
okay. So was it satisfying? I'm gonna have to say no. The monster was cool. I wish we got to see maybe a little bit more of it, or it did something else. But it wasn't enough to it's not enough to hold it all up, dude. No. You know what I mean? All right. Recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot.
I would
actually like remake or reboot this bitch. One of the two.
I was gonna say I would remake this and make it make sense and make it better.
More creatures. Give us the creatures earlier, or give us more mutated-esque cockroach. Like maybe start with smaller cockroaches, but make them get sizably bigger. Not 8-legged freaks big, but maybe to the point where they start getting big, and like now you could start making weird like animatronic style ones where they start like fucking up a little bit, and then those can mutate the people that they bite or eat or whatever.
Or the size of a human as it gets bigger and keeps eating, and then it starts to get these weird morphing mutation things.
Yeah, any of it. Brody says the ending felt rushed, premature, ejaculated to damn quick. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
I do not show off a fantastic looking creature more in such a boring film. I don't know, man. It's like they just didn't get enough shots of it or something like that. All right, we're gonna rate this bitch. Let me pull up my handy dandy calculator.
We got Scoobs.
So we got a Brody with a 2.5er. Scuba is 2.8.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
8 from Lord Scuba Cabra. Thank you, Scoobs. Batting down them hatches, boy. Bob, what you got, homie?
I'm gonna go a little lower than Brody and go a 2.4.
2.4. And I think I'm gonna go with Gene. I'm agree. This is a 2.2 for me.
Fair enough.
We don't have a Chad Daddy score, unfortunately.
Yeah, we do not.
So, with the Gormore score for this week's episode of, oh my God, it's Chad Chris.
There it is, the Chad, my man.
Chad Daddy. If you are listening, what is your score? Did you watch this? If you did, give us a score.
No, he said he did not watch it. He already said
Fuck.
it.
All right. So
he said it in the chat, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry.
No, he didn't watch it. No.
All right. So Gormore's score is a 2.5, 2.475. So 2.5 it is for The Nest, 1988. All right. So that brings us to what we are watching next week.
Which is?
Oh, that's my pick, dude. Fuck yeah, bro. Here's one I haven't personally watched in a long time. And that would be Wishmaster.
Ooh, I do love Wishmaster. That's a good movie.
You know what? Wishmaster is like, it's so B horror, but it's like that good B horror. You know what I mean? Like, where it's still schlocky, but I'm for it.
We got a lot of horror stars in it, and it's directed by a makeup man. Robert Kurtzman directed it.
A lot of horror stars, dude. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Kane Hodder like turn into glass and get shattered or something like that?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I picked this because I have the 1 and 2 pack, and it's just one of those ones I haven't personally watched in a long time. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna watch it, I want to watch it with my boys. So yeah, August 28th, watch Wishmaster next week, and be ready for that episode. Hopefully, we'll have all the boys back on next week.
I think we will. We should.
Fuck yeah. I don't see why not. You know. And then next week, starting September, Labor Day weekend, is Studio 666, which is one I've never seen and I have wanted to see since it's come out.
Yes, so have I.
Fuck yeah, dude. Exactly. I'm very excited for Wishmaster. Maybe next week we should all try to talk like fuck, what the hell's his name? Andrew Divoff.
Oh, yes. Yes, we should. We have to.
The Welcome to the Gore and More podcast.
Mine is the wish. This is a show you wish to watch.
Fuck it, hey, dude. Chad Daddy will be back next week. Awesome. Good. Glad he's not missing it. All right. So yeah, Wishmaster next week. Nerd news, Bob. What do we got, bud? Do we have anything?
Well, I'm going to start right off with what you and I figured out right off the bat. So we have a new R.L. Stine movie coming called Zombie Town. And get this, it is starring Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase, and it is coming to theaters in September. Nobody, I don't know if anybody else here watching, I didn't know about this until today.
Literally today, this shit dropped hours ago on sites, which is like crazy because you have this pair. Yeah, two huge names, granted, maybe for us, maybe not newer generations for sure, but in an R.L. Stine movie, so now third big name attached to it, and we've heard nothing, and it's going to be out within 2 weeks. What the fuck?
Yeah, I would say Dan Aykroyd is still a big name.
For sure.
He's been quiet for a while. So, but what it says here is Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase star in the film, and it looks to feature a major role from Aykroyd and a minor one from Chase, which is fair to say. And it's called Zombie Town. So
I'd probably rather watch more Aykroyd than Chase personally, but I'm still glad that they're teaming up a little bit.
Yeah, well, I would say Chase in the 80s and 90s, 100%. Aykroyd throughout his whole career, 1,000,000%.
Right.
This?
What is Brody saying here? Hold on. I'm going to throw this right up so everybody can read it. Unearthed Films cock teased us with a Guyver post that had no follow-up info about the release. Oh, the re-release of the fucking the new 4K or at least the Blu-ray, the actual like R cut. Oh, dude, I need.
So you guys have been talking about that for a while.
Fucking couple years, man, since we did Fatality, because him and I both bought that fucking Arrow release, but that's the only time the director's cut is somehow edited more than the actual normal cut. Like, what the fuck?
Usually, I don't understand that one.
How does the director's cut make it PG-13, but the normal cut's like, no, man, full R. We need that shit. Like, what? Whole different fucking thing. Fucking A, bro. That's awesome. That's cool that they at least cock teased it, though, because that means something's kind of
something's coming.
Mingling. Yeah. I do think there's going to be another new MK trailer drop tomorrow. So keep your eyes out for that.
That's coming September 14th.
You know what, man? If we can, if that Guyver comes out, the R-rated version, to where maybe that'll get released for streaming too, I would like to put that on the list because that would definitely be under the and more part of the show. But I want us to watch the proper one because it needs to have the gore and the violence in it. Otherwise, there's no point of watching.
Well, it's like with a lot of movies where it's like, oh, the gore and violence, but here's the edited down version. Yeah. It's like, no, that's not what we want.
We've been watching the later Friday 13th. We don't need more takeaway violence. Like, no, we need to see that shit on screen. Right.
Well, the next one we're watching will have plenty of that. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. What else was there? Oh, for you Power Ranger fans out there, David Yost, I guess, is going to be returning to the new season of Power Rangers. I forgot the name already, what it was, but you know, man, good for him. I'm glad that series has taken him back with open arms after fucking him over in his earlier career. So, was there anything else that we had, Bob? Obviously, we talked Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, so get that if you haven't.
I got something real quick. Gun Interactives, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre amassed over 1 million players in the matter of 24 hours.
Oh, I believe it, dude. The game is solid. Like I said, man, I feel like it might have potential more longevity than the Friday 13th. I don't know. It just came out and they're still, dude, like, because it's all just classic TCM, essentially. And I don't know where all the rights are for this series. But man, they got so much shit they could pull into that game potentially if they wanted to.
I mean, I honestly think. Listen, but let's go down that rabbit hole real quick. Yes, there's a lot they could do. They could make a Texas Battlelands. They could make Chainsaw 2, Chop Top, give the cook a different outfit. Like, you can do all that if they have the rights. But they also did it right with this one more than they did with Friday the 13th. Like, it's an actual release. There was a lot more behind the scenes with this. I'm not saying Friday the 13th didn't have it, but this one, you have to do more. So I could see this really staying around for a long time. But I do think after a year, let's give it a year, they definitely would have to start incorporating, I feel, some Chainsaw 2 stuff. I think that's eventually going to have to happen.
I feel like Chop Top would be an easy one to bring into the family, obviously.
Yes.
You could bring in Leatherface from Variant 2, even though that's kind of similar to Pretty Lady. I think part 3 would be cool.
Well,
especially the Saw's family Saw in there. Like, that'd be fucking dope.
Like, I think if you just did the first 3 Leatherfaces, like, you know, the first one.
Honestly, though, I want like 3D in there, man. I like 3D style.
3D would be fun. I think the issue is who licenses Chainsaw now? I don't even know.
Yeah, but even McConaughey's character from fucking Next Generation, man, like, he'd be cool member for the family.
Yeah, that's probably the one where they would run into issues. I think. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I would love that for them to have fucking Leatherface 22 in there, just for a skin.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense, but I just it's a fucking skin. Just give me it. You know what I mean?
You know who would be fun to have in there from Chainsaw 3 or even that family, like Tinker, Viggo Mortensen's character, because they were a little like smarter. Like they messed around with shit.
Who was Tinker again? Remind me. I only watched it the one time we reviewed it. He was kind of like Johnny, wasn't it? Like I feel like that's almost kind of like him.
Kind of, but he definitely was a little bit more twisted because he had a hook for a hand almost, or he had like that.
Oh
weird
yeah. No,
like that.
I mean, dude, I don't know. The characters are cool, especially the kill animations, man. Like, because they're definitely like, there's a few different ones I've seen, but man, they're not nice by any.
No, they're not. They're fucking wonderful. I think this game has a lot of longevity to it.
Yo, first match, straight up, I'm so I must have did it subconsciously, dude, because I didn't personally plan it out. But like, obviously, first match you go in, you have no idea what the fuck you're doing, right? So I'm a victim, and I escaped the basement. I was like, oh yeah, dude. So I'm in the house, and I was like, I didn't have any way to unlock the doors, and I'm just like, oh well, I have health packs. I wonder if I could just jump through the window, and you can. So I jumped through the window, but then getting out the driveway, it's not just like the movie. It's obviously barricaded. I don't know if you've seen that or
I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, it's got electric barricade, so I had to go turn that shit off. But then made it out the driveway, and I got an achievement for literally escaping like Sally. It says jump out the window and then run down the driveway to escape. And I was like, "Fuck yeah, bro!" I did that subconsciously and got it. I was just like, I don't know why I knew that playbook, but I did. I watched it.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm excited to really dive into this, and it's
solid, man. It's definitely. So I haven't seen a grandma Brody. No, Grandpa is there now. So Grandpa is one of the coolest elements in this game because he is their Professor X. So you have to feed him blood, and you can level him up 5 times. And what he does is he helps. He roars out. He sends out like an echolocation, and he can sense anybody that's moving to tell the family. And by the time you get to maxed out level 5 Grandpa, which I mean he's fully like shitting himself, I'm assuming at that point.
Yeah, he's on. He's like,
it doesn't matter. Like he sees you no matter if you're standing still or things. So like that's. But you can also take him out.
Yeah,
so
you
like
can.
if they're feeding him, like you can stab him in the face. He'll come back the next like. How do I want to say it? Like next time he like recharges to like start seeing people again or like taking blood. But it takes him out for a good like 3 minutes.
Yeah, so, it does. I experienced that, and I'm like, fuck.
Solid game though, dude. It's definitely fun. I feel like even for a multiplayer game, like I said, man, there's definitely some sweaty moments as the victims where you're just like, oh god, like you're just edge of the seat, fucking. Yeah, for real. Level 5 Gramps is just shitting blood. Just
Oh, it's so good.
It's just so funny when it pops up on the screen. It's like Grandpa is level 1. It's like, oh shit, he's getting bigger. Like
it's like
fucking Super Saiyan Grandpa, dude.
I remember when we leveled him up, and all of a sudden I saw all these yellow outlines. I'm like, oh, okay,
fucking A, dude. Yeah, no, he's definitely an awesome addition. I'm glad they fucking had him in there for sure.
Yeah, I'm so happy they did.
One other nerdy thing I wanted to mention: we got some sweet new screenshots from the new Godzilla show, Monarch: Legacy of the Monsters, and it's an Apple show, which I'm kind of like, okay, I guess, but I gotta say, man, the big man looks fantastic in it, dude. And it looks like they're going back to the 2014, maybe on the bridge scene. Maybe they're retconning that a little bit or something, but he looks awesome. What else?
I'm excited for that, but I'm also excited for Godzilla -1.
Yeah, that'll be fucking dope.
God, I can't wait.
And the other one, dude, Godzilla X Kong, whatever that.
Oh yeah.
So how are the 2 new killers related to the family in TCM? Okay, so Sissy, going back to TCM, Sissy, from what I remember, she is a drifter. So she's essentially like Otis Driftwood for the Firefly family. So she's a drifter that was taken in. She was part of the drug hippie craze and became a wanderer, and that was her shtick. As for Johnny, the weirdest, he had this background where it mentions another character like Black Ruth or Black Rita or something like that. I don't know who the fuck that's supposed to be, but apparently, like, I don't know if I think he's like a side cousin or something like that. It's weird. Actually, you know what? Let me fuck it, dude. Let me see. While I'm looking that up, another sweet fucking little tidbit. Street Sharks are coming back to Mattel. So if you like Street Sharks back in the day, you could start collecting them soon. TCM, the game characters.
Well, also, real quick, it is also 50 years. Or is it 50? No, not 50. Yeah, it is.
It
50
was.
years.
It was. This past Friday with the game drop.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You know what? With that being said, let's celebrate with Texas 50th.
Indictment is only one of a series to be handed down as special grand jury investigation. Grave robbing in Texas is this hour's top news story. An informant led officers of the Muerto County Sheriff's Department to a cemetery just outside the small rural Texas community of Newt early this morning. Officers there discovered what appeared to be a grisly work of art, the remains of a badly decomposed...
Yeah. So happy 50th, TCM. And thank you, Brody, for that fucking photo edit. I love that photo.
Actually, I also have one more thing regarding Chainsaw.
Go ahead,
Chainsaw Confidential, Gunnar Hansen's Texas Chainsaw Massacre memoir returns with a new release. It's been out of print for over half a decade, but now bringing it back. So, Dark Ink, the publisher that released Kane Hodder and Tom Savini's biographies, along with the upcoming In Search of Darkness book, has announced that they are re-releasing the late Gunnar Hansen's book, Chainsaw Confidential, How We Made the World's Most Notorious Horror Movie. So they're going to be re-releasing it, which I've wanted to get his book, but you can't find it. Like it's been out of print.
Oh, it's out of print.
You know. But they're going to be it's going to be a new cover and a forward by author Ray Garton. Chainsaw Confidential is available in paperback, hardcover, and ebooks versions today. So it is now available. So that's a book that I would like to get, but I got another one here I got to finish reading first.
Nice. And so the last thing I'll say, Brody, to keep you with, so Johnny's, I had to look it up because I couldn't remember the name. So Johnny's lore says raised by Black Nancy, and the closest thing to a true serial killer the family has. Johnny is a predator in every sense. He uses his strength to stalk and overpower anyone he sees as weaker than him, which in his mind is everyone. His hunt ability allows him to see fresh tracks and follow his victims. Harvesting is fine, which is blood harvesting for Grandpa, but he will never let that get away from his pure savagery, which is exactly what he relishes in. In a family full of unpredictable maniacs, Johnny is the most unpredictable of all, often clashing with the clan when his base instincts are impossible to ignore. So, yeah. I don't know who Black Nancy is, though. Who the hell is Black Nancy for TCM? Is that a character that we're supposed to know?
There is no Black Nancy.
Because I'm just like, the way that's written, I'm just like, that seems like you should know who that person is.
Yeah,
must be that like that. That's all I could guess.
As far as I know, in the movies themselves, there is no such person as Black Nancy.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up right now because what the hell? Black Nancy. ECM. Yeah. Nothing.
That's what I mean. Like, they have no idea who that is.
Weird. All right. Well, that's all I got for nerd news, man, this week. I think I'm pretty much tapped out.
Yeah, that's all I got too, man. We pretty much had to just cover that. And one more. Well, it's not even nerd. September 8th, The Nun 2 comes out. Be sure to check it out.
No, that's very fitting. All right, cool. So, yeah, remember next week, Wishmaster. You know what? I didn't even look to see where y'all can watch it, dude. I have the physical.
I think you can find that one pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I'm going to see if it's free anywhere. Oh, look at that. Our favorite place to go, Tubi.
Tubi.
So, fuck yeah, dude. That is the edit, by the way, Brody, you did for me. And that's why I fucking love it. But all right, Bob, you want to start us off, homie?
This is your killing machine, Bobby Monsing. We'll see you next week for Wishmaster.
And this is your not so mean Fluff Master Supreme saying, thank you, Gorehounds, for joining us. And catch us next week for Wishmaster. Also, remember, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Cockroach